Good morning. As I look forward to Wednesday, one of the things that we're focused on are those transitions or changes, according to Dr. Rayner's book, The Anatomy of Revived Churches. Um, One of the things that we have to consider is those things that churches have done to kind of turn their tide and to bring them back to a state of health and vibrancy. Um, and one of those factors is changing from an attitude of the church exists to serve me to the reality that I exist to serve the church. Somewhere, especially in the 20th century, we began to get the mindset of, well, I need a church that meets all of my needs, maybe has programs for my children, even programs for me as I reach senior adulthood. There's enough staff here to minister to me if I have a need or if I have to go to the hospital or something like that. And our own responsibility becomes more and more minimal, smaller and smaller and smaller. I went to the writer of Hebrews this morning just for some thought and consideration. And I read Hebrews 10:24, which says, "And let us consider one another, to provoke one another to love and to good works." And so the author of Hebrews is just reminding us that we've got a responsibility in the body of Christ. The body of Christ doesn't exist to serve us, but that we exist to serve the body. And there ought to be this constant thinking of your spiritual brothers and sisters. And he goes on in verse 25 to say a very familiar verse, and that is not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. The reality is the church functions and acts as a family. It may be a dysfunctional family at times, but it functions and acts as a family, and you've got a role to play in the family. Your absence or your lack of participation, it usually leaves something undone. The church does not simply exist to serve you. Now, the church does exist to serve the community, to serve the Lord, and that involves serving the body of Christ. The ideal motto would be that everybody has something to well, not something to do, that everybody has a ministry, and everybody then is being ministered to. It's a wonderful, we sometimes use the expression, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. There's nothing wrong with having your needs met within the body of Christ. But if we begin to focus solely on having our needs met and not looking for a place to serve and not looking for something to contribute and not looking for our own responsibility, that is bound to lead to frustration each and every time. So consider one another to stir up love and good works in one another, and do that by being present and accounted for when the family gathers together. As I look over the course of the next few weeks, we've got a Christmas caroling event, we've got special meals, we've got special services, we've got children's programs, all in all, leading into the holidays. And it's just important for you to be here. If you're able to be here, it's important for you to be here. If not, we try to make things viewable online, but the online experience is just not the same as being here in person. And that being said, if I as the pastor or if your deacon or someone on your staff can serve you effectively, if you've got a need that you want to make known to us, don't hesitate to reach out. And I hope you will have a great week. The weather looks beautiful today, but temperature's going to drop as the week goes on. The church gave me a greenhouse as a birthday present back in May. I believe that thing will be filled up by Wednesday afternoon and into Thursday morning. And hopefully that'll be just the ticket to take care and preserve those plants for a few months till they can be brought back outside. Hope you have a great Monday. Take care and God bless.